Today I have a special guest. If you could introduce yourself.
My name is Jason Rios. I tattoo at Restless Valley Inc., 1570 Yosemite Parkway, Merced, California. Been tattooing for about almost 20 years now.
How did you get into tattooing?
I was a young kid in Philippines. My grandma and my grandpa had little tattoos on their arm. And that one just opened the gates. Man, we moved to California in the 90s and listening to Dr. Dre's music, graffiti, Tupac's videos, you know what I mean? He had all kinds of tattoos, and that what kind of got me into getting myself tattooed.
What was your very first drawing you were proud of?
If you want to be specific, it was a drawing I did in 4th grade. It was made out of those ruler shapes. It had the stars, the squares, the rectangle. I made a little character, and then all the classmates just came by and just checked it out, and they were in awe. And that's when I got my in. That one, it's in my memory bank for sure.
The hardest part of starting in tattooing?
You're doubting yourself. Is it good enough? And then it goes down the rabbit hole. You start thinking is my outline good enough? Is my shading good enough? And you start practicing, and then it keeps on going. I mean, if you're an artist, you're your own worst critic. I feel that's to me right there. Just practice and practice, and you'll get better.
New people coming into the tattoo industry, wanting to learn more about tattooing.
Be in love with it. You know what I mean? Just be in love with the art in general. It doesn't even have to be tattooing sometimes. I fell in love with graffiti. So that's what really got me into the art aspect and just tattooing in general, just scripts and stuff like that. Anything can be art. So they can pick anything. Be free, you have to set your own pace. Business, marketing, everything. So I wanted to just get my own shop just to be relaxed. Right now, I mean, you can work for somebody or you can still be relaxed. You know what I mean? So you don't have to have the overhead.
Yeah.
And that's what really kills you. The overhead, the marketing, advertising. But that's what really set me into opening a shop. I wanted just to be relaxed. Because when I was working for other people, I just didn't feel like me. And then I was working to save enough money to open this one. A lot of dedication. It's not for the weak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to be on your A game all the time. Apprentices didn't tattoo for a living yet. They were just apprentices, right? And then came where hey, tattoo this, and then still be an apprentice.
Yeah.
You could tattoo here and there.
Yeah.
I don't know if people still you can't touch a machine until you're a year later. So you know what I mean? There's people still like that. And then
Who is the biggest influence for you?
Philip Blue.
Philip Blue?
And Jeff Gogwe. They made a tattoo look like poetry. It just flows in motion. You know what I mean? It just speaks to you and makes you calm. And that to me was that was the eye opener. And so I've always looked at their art from years and years, and they were on the tattoo magazines back in the days too. So that's what I was heavily on, those tattoo magazines and just looking at their art. And it was special,
Yeah.
And the biggest mentors I have is my parents, my mom and dad, with their guidance and support. Without them, I wouldn't be nowhere. I'm coming from Philippines, man. All we had was family.
Yeah.
So when we came here, like I said, we didn't have no friends. We barely spoke English, you know what I mean? Came here in December of '91. And so Philippines is very humid. So when you come here in December, you're just cold. Your body's not used to it. You know what I mean? It's just oh, hey, what is this? So it's a big culture shock for sure. And then everybody's speaking English,
Yeah. How much drawing do you do every single day as an artist?
At least once a day to get better at certain shading techniques. So I can see my values from tones and, because I lack in midtones. But I usually either draw dark or very light. So I want to try to shade on my sketchbook, just shading. In envelopes, I'll do script So you can have your hand motion, your wrist motion from one side to the other side. Because sometimes when you do it on an iPad, you're squeezing it in. You're on one spot. Yeah. You know, you're like, okay, let me move it here. Let me move it again. So I feel like, I mean, that's what I do. It's like once a day, I'll draw and get my hand moved. A little bit of script, some shading here and there. It's all practice and it's all motion. Filigree looking design.
Biggest mistakes that beginners do when they're barely getting into tattoo.
Everything. That's why they're beginners, right? Usually the bloodborne pathogens, cross-contamination, they don't have a good understanding about that. Customer service. They're not exciting enough sometimes. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I feel like those two things.
Best advice for somebody that's seeking an apprenticeship.
Find a reputable shop, studio. Make sure this is a career you want to pursue. Make sure you do your daily sketches. See, that's the thing is like, a lot of this is like, it's just basic format. You know what I mean? Like being an apprentice, it's like, if someone tells you to do this, do it. And then if you're talking about, I do it this way, I tattoo this way, the mentor doesn't want to hear that. You know, that's one of the other, like, the best advice I can give. Like, almost shut up and just listen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then some apprentices, they don't like that. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a lost art in that perspective.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I wish they would just listen and like, oh, I saw this on YouTube. We should do it this way. I'm like,
no.
if you've seen that, then yeah, go ahead. You know, but if you're trying to learn something from that saying, that artist you want to be like, then let them speak. You know what I mean? Let them teach you, and that's the best advice I can give.
Like, you have a mentor for a reason. They already have the experience. They have all, because they've already done it for years and learned.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And what's the point of learning something from somebody that's not there? You can't ask them questions.
They're not tangible.
Yeah. And you have to learn. Like, it takes time, as you know.
And everybody has learning curves.
Yeah.
Some are slower, but they'll get there. Some are faster. And then they're like, oh, hey, I'm ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everybody has their learning curves. But I just say, like, keep at it, work hard, you know?
Would you say that, like, picking the right mentor is a big thing, or is it?
Well, let's flip it. Let's say I'm the one trying to pick an apprentice. They show me their art, they show me how they are. Do I want to pick them? You know what I mean? It's to me, I feel like, let's just jot it down. Like, I've apprenticed more than 16 artists. And all of them had special traits, but half of them, I feel like I wish I would have ever mentored them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying now? Like, I feel like it's an interview. You know what I mean? You got to see what their specialty is, their what they can bring on the table. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like it's never about the apprentice trying to seek out. It's always the mentor trying to, like, hey, I want this guy. You know, like a scout.
Yeah.
That's, I feel like that should be like number one. You know what I mean? If an apprentice, you know, like trying to get a job, that's where I feel like you gotta bring your A game as an apprentice. As a like you're trying to get your interview in. You know? Yeah, I'm 110%. I'm all in. That's the guy you want. You know what I mean? That's a mentor. I would pick that all day. Like I said, 16 apprentices, more than 16 apprentices. I'm like, nah, man, you lied.
Yeah. I feel like it's a very special thing to like have somebody that's teaching you something, because it's not just like they're teaching you about like tattooing. They're teaching you more of like the ways of how to improve yourself too as an apprentice. Yeah, like how to become better yourself. You know what I mean? You have to become a better individual to become a better artist as well. You know, you have to change some of your habits and, you know, like you said, customer service as well is a big one.
Exactly.
You know, and
it's just basic format. You know, is what do you call that? Normal, I guess. You know, just to be on top of your game, be friendly, and just work hard.
What's your favorite tattoo machine you use daily? Like
my workhorse is OK Flux.
OK Flux.
Yeah, that's my daily. That one's my bread and butter. smooth lines, shading, impactful. And if I do my portraits, I use the Bishop Wand shader.
Oh, dude, I really want to get one of those.
Phenomenal.
They're really nice.
Phenomenal. It depends on your style. Critical torque, that one, I like heavy punching machines, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the soft shading, you can deliver it with those heavier punching machines, but with the soft shader, it's just smooth, man. It's like you can't get that with a powerful machine, but you can. But like I said, with my choice, that's the Bishop Wand shader.
Bishop Wand.
It just makes it like you can glide on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's no patches, no like stuff like that.
Yeah.
FK is dope. You know what I mean? They can deliver some crispy line if you really angle it right. You know what I mean? And it'll just flow.
One thing you wish you knew when you started.
Finance. Oh my God, yeah, finance. I feel like that one left the bank. Like with all the, let's say the pandemic shutdown, I wasn't prepared for that. And that set me back at least 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy I'm still here, you know, but that's what I wish I would have just like in the beginning and just save.
Yeah.
You know, but we all have our tendency to spend money.
Other than tattooing, like, thing you love to do, like, are you into cars, motorcycles? What's something that you
As
enjoy?
you remember, I mean, I had a bunch of motorcycles in the past. I'm really into like classic cars now. I have a 64 Impala that I'm fixing up. I have a studio set up in my house, you know, a little booth and all that stuff.